All right, boys and girls, All-Star break is over. I'm over being sick, and we're back. It's Monday. I actually had a really nice weekend. I hit a couple things pretty nicely, and I like today's slate. It's interesting spot. Um, but I like where it's going. I think there's some cool spots to attack, and I think there's some gross spots to take advantage of.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like a good slate. Some decent pitching, some not so good pitching, but I think it's a pretty good slate overall.
Yeah, so let's just start up top, right? Let's get with the chalky chalk. So, right, we got Miller and Green kind of clearly leading the pack right now. Um, I'm way more Miller than I like Green today, right? And if I'm playing over 20 lineups, I want him there. As Green's ownership continues to increase because of Atlanta's K rate, I really want to go play some Atlanta bats now. I'm a little bummed Nacho didn't make DK's pool today because he would have been stone mid and he's batting second. But I like both sides. Like I'd have Green exposure. He's worth eating. He's only $8,200. However, they got a nice XHR, projection today, and I want to avoid Colorado. So for me, I'm Bryce over Hunter, but I get exposure to both.
Yeah, I have exposure to both right now. I do have more Bryce than Hunter, mainly just because of the matchup. I like him more. I like it's in Seattle, which I always like too.
Yeah, it's that's just I think it's a good spot there. The other pay up guys, I get having a little rag-ins. The problem, and Arizona struck out at an okay rate, but he's only 9K. And then Ronaldo. I like Lopez. Cincinnati strikes out enough, especially right if you're playing a bunch of lineups. Right, get access to Ronaldo. And I don't even hate if you want to get weird, right? Do a Lopez Green lineup, right? Like if you think about how to get different, do that. So those are the guys that I'm good with up, and then I'm just going to trust the projections, and I like Tobias today, right? My other guy that's going to be in my main pool, he's 7,200. He's sub 10% right now. I'm going to try to take advantage of that.
Yeah, that's pretty much my pool too. At least that I have a lot of exposure to is them four, and then I like Tobias as well today. I have a sprinkle of Spencer Arrighetti, but I also like target him. It's mainly just the matchup. I like getting there a little bit, and he's reasonably priced.
Seeing the lineup, the D-backs throughout, it makes me like Cole a lot more at sub 15%. I'll definitely, right, as we get a little closer here, that's something I'm watching, right? That lineup the D-backs just threw up is kind of gross. So their K rate, is almost 30% the last 2 weeks. So I'll probably get a little more Cole exposure now. For me, my punt downs is Arrighetti, right? Again, Oakland's so home run dependent, right? And they still K enough. And you'll see it, though. He's getting some ownership. I'm not pitching Houck in Colorado. There's just zero chance that's happening. I like a little Diaz for Arizona. I don't love his price, but for me, the other spot is just Hogan Harris versus the Astros. Nobody's going to pitch him. He's $5,300. He doesn't have to get crazy to pay off tonight, especially on DK.
Yeah, it's a pretty weird slate down at the bottom. But I'm kind of in the same boat. I also don't mind a little bit of Snell, but I also don't really love it either.
Yeah, for me, that's a fade on Snell. Boris broke him, which is painful as a Giants fan. But the Astros, their current lineup, that K rate is just really high versus lefties. And they've had a terrible ISO. Their WOBA isn't good. They're not getting a ton of barrels versus lefties. This is, I like that spot for Harris. Just again, as if you want to punt it to get, some Philly and some more expensive bats. I kind of like that there, but that's going to be my kind of tight knit pitching pool. And if you want to go throw Gomber or somebody like that, have fun.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not that crazy in the head.
No, I'm not either. I do. I'll probably have a few shots on River Ryan. Just see what he got.
Same. It's right. Like I understand it. And the Giants are striking out. I said 20 max and up. I definitely have Ryan in play, right, guys. So I remember when I'm talking to you, I'm coming from a single entry 3 max. I probably won't go River because I love this kid. I just don't think his leash is going to be long enough today. That's kind of my issue. Even though, um, you know, they're they're striking out at a high enough rate. The Giants are. I definitely have a few lineups though, 20 max and up.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of lineups, let's look. We're getting a bunch of updates right now. Ooh, nice. Got a bunch of lineups in. All right. Well, we'll just start at the top in the order of games. I actually like the Braves lineup today. I really like Murphy down at the bottom. He's only $3,300. He's a cheap way to get it across catcher. And I like this because, guys, it just leverages off Green's 40% ownership. Like, that gives me a spot. I'm not really going to go there with Cincy today. I don't like their price per dollar. So my exposure is definitely more on the Atlanta side of this game.
Yeah, same here. I think Atlanta's just a good leverage stack. Adam Duvall looks good. They're just cheap overall. I like getting there.
Yeah, same, right? I mean, he's only $3,300. Murphy's $3,300. Jared's only 42. Like, they're cheap still. So yeah, you could definitely take advantage. I really like Philly tonight. In Minnesota, I just like this spot for them. I don't like their price, but I like the spot for them.
Yeah, same here. I really like Schwarber. Overall, I like the Phillies. They're one of my higher exposed stacks on the slate. So
yeah, I'm going to definitely have some exposure. I like Sam Schwarber. I like the top half of that lineup. JT's back, so give me some of that. I'm not messing with the Twins. I actually don't hate Suarez today. I don't love him either. I'm just kind of indifferent. I just the Twins haven't struck out enough to really get me there. And if you want to punt catcher today, they brought up Camargo. So, right, if you really want to punt a 2K catcher, you can go there with that. I'm not I don't know what to do with the Rangers lately. I'm not going there, even though the White Sox suck. And I don't hate Lorenzen. He just hasn't struck out enough people. So, for me, this is just a spot I'm going to avoid today. And I'm kind of not going to go after this game on this slate.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I have about with the field on both teams, nothing crazy, just a few percentage of each.
Yeah, and then same with this Brewers Cubs lineup. Like I like attacking Assad because he's a fly ball pitcher, but I'm more the cheap guys. Like I would go Churio, Frelick, Reese. For me, it's the bottom half of the lineup if I want leverage in that game. And then I like Myers today. I'm not on the Cubbies. They've just been too cold. They got to heat back up for me.
Yeah, same here. I'm not really on the Cubs. I'm about with the field on the Brewers. I like them, but I don't love them. I think they're a pretty good stack.
Yep. Again, seeing that lineup the D-backs put out, I like Braggins a little better. I like Diaz. I'm not interested in this game. The total's only 8. There's nobody in this game that really stands out to me where I think I had some must-have.
No, Adam Frazier's a pretty solid value leading off, and that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, I can get that, right? Especially at third base, right? Mm-hmm. Where third base can get a little ugly on some of these slates. I'm not messing with the Rockies and Sox tonight. I'm just not going there. I don't hate like a little Rockies just to fade the Houck exposure, but it's the first game in Colorado. I got to think about it. Now, will I play maybe some one-off Tyler O'Neill? I'll have some one-off Tyler just because he just murders lefties. But he's 5,700. And then for me, the other spot, I don't mind what, they brought up Westbrook. So I don't mind a little Westbrook there, but I'm not going after this game. I kind of want to fade this game. And if I lose to it, I lose to it.
Yeah, same here. It's just the Red Sox are expensive too. Like even David
Yeah.
Hamilton's 5,300. Wong is
Yeah.
44. It's pretty tough to do. I do like Tyler O'Neill. I think Devers is a pretty solid fade.
Yeah, and I mean Duran's $6,100. It's just they're right. They got Colorado pricing, so
Yep.
I'm not really there. Like I said, I don't hate McMahon. On the other side, give me a lefty bat. If you want to punt some like Jake Cave, but it's there. Um, I like Argetti tonight. Give me the Italian Stallion, and I like Harris. Like I think a really interesting spot is to stack those two pitchers in this game. And if I'm playing, 20 max and up, I'm definitely going to have a lineup that way. The Astros just aren't the same without Tucker. Like Tucker's the engine for that offense. And again, I get it's the A's, but he's $5,300. I kind of like getting a little weird with that.
Yeah, I like that. It's basically just Jordan, and he's pretty much the Astros, so I like getting exposure to him. And the rest of the team, I don't have a ton of interest in.
Yeah, they've just been too cold for me. I love Bryce Miller tonight. I'm not touching the Angels. I think they're going to send out extra lefties. Like we'll probably see Willie tonight. They'll probably get some lefty bats in there, but I'm not interested in there. I'm just kind of done with the Mariners right now. I'm not. I get Tyler Anderson hasn't been great, but I actually don't like when Seattle's at home. I don't like attacking that park from a hitter's side.
Yeah, I really like Seattle at first look, and then when you realize they're at home, I just kind of lost interest. I think they're okay. Mainly the cheaper pieces I have a little bit of interest in.
For sure. I like how cheap the Dodgers are. I mean, Shohei's only $6,500. He should probably be $7K. He's only there because it's a lefty, but sign me up. You can play that top four and then mix, one of the two of the cheap guys in. It's nobody's going to really play like Freddie and Shohei as much, I think, because of the lefty on lefty matchup. And I get the Giants pens be decent, but I like the Dodgers in this spot. It's a big rivalry game. It's at home. It gives you some late swap. And I mean, Shohei's just unstoppable right now. I mean, he hit it out of the stadium yesterday. So, he hit the second longest recorded home run in Dodger history yesterday. So at the stadium, I mean, he just, he should probably be 7K and up. Smith's back. I really like him. We know what Hernandez does against, lefties. So, and then Vargas is a nice cheap at $3,100. I'm torn on what to do with the Giants. I don't play them a ton because I'm a homer, and when I do, I screw it up.
Yeah, I really like the Dodgers too. Like you said, they just have so much value in their lineup too. It's pretty easy to get Shohei in there and Freeman with Smith, and then mix with some of the cheap pieces. So they make a ton of sense.
I mean, you get 5-man stacks at $4,200 with them.
Yeah.
On average, right? Like that really, I mean, that's $600 less than Philly, $700 less than Philly tonight, right? Like that's, I really like that spot there.
The Giants, I have interest there mainly just because anytime a rookie's making their debut, I have interest in targeting them. But that's pretty much the only reason why. And I think the top four look really good.
Yeah, right. And as I start looking, I'm looking at some updated exposure, right? Like Red Sox, Brewers, those guys are talking like the Phillies, Dodgers, Braves. You can get some access to some bigger bats at, and mix that in and afford them. So I kind of like that spot. And the Giants are cheap enough. You can mix and match. I don't even hate bringing one back there today. What are you going to do with what are you going to do on the Giant side? Are you thinking full stacks? You're going to have some minis?
I don't mind even having full stacks with the Giants just because if they get up on River, I mean, they're probably going to be seeing the lesser of the Dodgers bullpen. So I kind of like full stacks of them.
Yeah, I agree. If they get up, Dodgers will probably just punt the game, right? They'll kind of be done.
And we finally waived Paxton.
Yeah, I saw. He walked 4 yesterday, I think, again. Like he just can't throw strikes. I mean, he's always had trouble throwing strikes, but he just can't throw strikes anymore.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting, right? We get Springs, Ray. We get a bunch of guys coming back this week. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. Said I wish they would have got Nacho up tonight. I like that kid. Those are kind of my spots I like today. Things I'm going to go after. There's nobody else that where I'm like, okay, wow, like that's there. I don't hate the Seager from the Rangers, but that's kind of my own other spots today.
Yeah, I like Seager too.
Yeah, and I think so. You can get Schwarby for plus 290 for a homer today. Like, sign me up for that. Like, he's 290 at MGM right now. I think that's a good spot. And I think Ozuna at 300 is a good spot. Like, just right. All Hunter's got to do is lay one of those fastballs down the middle, and Ozuna will hit it 450 feet.
Yep.
So there's MGM's got some stuff mispriced in there. So I kind of like some of those spots today. All right, boys and girls. Well, we're going to go try to make some money tonight. Let's see you in Discord, and we'll talk to you all soon.